So reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, text 11. Yatanto yoginaschainam pashyanti atmani avasthitam yatanto api akritatmano nainam pashyanti achetasaha. The endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can see all this clearly, but those whose minds are not developed and who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try. Translation, the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. There are many transcendentalists on the path of spiritual realization, but one who is not situated in self-realization cannot see how things are changing in the body of the living entity. The word yoginaha is significant in this connection. In the present day, there are many so-called yogis, and there are many so-called associations of yogis. Sorry, but they are actually blind in the matter of self-realization. They're simply addicted to some sort of gymnastic exercise and are satisfied if the body is well-built and healthy. They have no other information. They are called yatanto api akratmanaha. Even though they are endeavoring in a so-called yoga system, they are not self-realized. Such people cannot understand the process of transmigration of the soul. Only those who are actually in the yoga system and have realized the self, the world, and the Supreme Lord, in other words, the bhakti yogis, those engaged in pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness, can understand how things are taking place. So Prabhupada, Krishna is saying here, Krishna is saying that only the people, only the bhakti yogis, they can understand what's taking place. Why? Because otherwise, the others, the intelligence is not yet so developed. We might say we are doing, so Prabhupada is calling here that people are doing yoga. They're doing pranayam or they are doing some stretches, but they're calling this as the goal of yoga, as a healthy body. But the goal of yoga is not a healthy body. What the yogis used to do, they used to have a healthy body so they could have longer lives. And so with that long life, they could sit in longer meditation for thousands of years and then realize the Paramatma in the heart. That was the goal of the yoga. But now none of us have such long lives. We barely even live 100 years. Yogis had to sit in meditation for thousands of years. And then so people think, oh, the goal of yoga is just to have a healthy body. No, the yogis used to have healthy body so that they could realize Krishna. So the ultimate goal of all of yoga or jnana and bhakti is all to realize Krishna, to realize who's the absolute truth, to realize ourselves. And that is real knowledge. And so that's the reason only the bhakti yogis can understand what is actually happening. So the bhakti yogis, they can have proper perspective of, okay, who am I? I'm the soul. I'm an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, and all living entities are also souls, and they are also eternal part and parcel of Krishna. And what is this world? This world is not made for me to enjoy, but this world is created for me to realize that I should get out of this world. I should terminate my existence in this material world and transfer myself to the supreme world, to the spiritual world. And then we realize that who's the Supreme Lord? Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And by engaging in devotional service, which begins with hearing and chanting Krishna's names and glories and remembering him, we can go back to the spiritual world. So it's just in this, it's very simple, and it can simply be realized by one who is engaged in bhakti yoga. We don't need to take many millions and millions of lifetimes to come to this. We don't need to have thousands of years of meditation. We just engage in bhakti yoga in the association of devotees, and when we can get the highest knowledge in the shortest time. So reading on text 12, Yad Aditya Gatam Tejo Jagad Bhasayate Akhilam Yak Chandramasi Yak Chagna Tat tejo vidimamakam. The splendor of the sun which dissipates the darkness of this whole world comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire are also from me. Here Krishna is clearly saying that all the light, they come from Krishna. So he's the origin of the Brahma Jyoti, the light, the sun, the moon, any light that we see in this world is the origin is Krishna, is coming from the personal body of Krishna. The unintelligent cannot understand how things are taking place, but one can begin to be established in knowledge by understanding what the Lord explains here. Everyone sees the sun, moon, fire, and electricity. One should simply try to understand that the splendor of the sun and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of electricity or fire are coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whenever we see the sun or moon or any fire or any, then we should remember that this light is coming because the original light is coming from the body of Krishna. Krishna is the source of this light. In such a conception of life, the beginning of Krishna consciousness, lies a great deal of advancement for the conditioned soul in this material world. The living entities are essentially the parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. And he is giving herewith the hint how they can come back to Godhead, back to home. So when we keep remembering Krishna, if we can keep relating everything we see to Krishna, we automatically will remember him. And then we will be easily able to go back to the spiritual world. From this verse, we can understand that the sun is illuminating the whole solar system. There are different universes and solar systems, and there are different suns, moons, and planets also. But in each universe, there is only one sun. So here Bhagavad Gita is clearly giving us, because all this information is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Scientists cannot give us for sure that how there is only one sun in every universe and that there is a sun in every universe. It's clearly stated. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 10.21, the moon is one of the stars, Nakshatranam Aham Shashi. Sunlight is due to the spiritual effulgence in the spiritual sky of the Supreme Lord. Without the rise of the sun, the activities of human beings, with the rise of the sun, the activities of human beings are set up. They set fire to prepare their foodstuff. They set fire to start the factories, etc. So here we can say fire, we can equate it to electricity, you know. So many things are done with the help of fire. Therefore, sunrise, fire, and moonlight are so pleasing to the living entities. Without their help, no living entity can live. So if one can understand that the light and splendor of the sun, moon, and fire are emanating from the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, then one's Krishna consciousness will begin. The scientists also made a study that the sun is so perfectly situated and the earth, the distance is so perfect. If it was any more or less, the earth would be completely destroyed and there would be no way of having any life. If the earth was any closer to the sun, the earth would have burnt. And if the earth was any further away from the sun, then we would have frozen. You know, so perfectly Krishna has arranged. He's made perfect arrangements for us. By the moonshine, all the vegetables are nourished. The moonshine is so pleasing that people can easily understand that they are living by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Without his mercy, there cannot be sun. Without his mercy, there cannot be moon. And without his mercy, there cannot be fire. And without the help of sun, moon, and fire, no one can live. These are some thoughts to provoke Krishna consciousness in the conditioned soul. So we can see, who has made the sun, the moon, the fire, the perfect arrangement, the juicy vegetables, which is due to the moonlight. Who's made this perfect arrangement? It's all Krishna. And by remembering him in this way, we can become more and more Krishna conscious, more and more purified. Is that okay?
Yes.
So we can stop here then. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hari Hari Bol.